Hello, I'm Dr. Randy Turpin. I want to welcome you to the Turpin Tree. For over 40 years, I've been studying the Turpin family history, and I'm at a point in my life where I want to release to the public as much information as I possibly can. So I've set up this YouTube channel for that purpose. This first episode I'm entitling Connecting with Our Tree. Connecting with Our Tree. We're looking at the origins of our family, but it's not just our Turpin family. Let me explain what I mean. Now, the main trunk of the tree, so to speak, is the Turpin family name. We're following that name back to ancient times, but there are many other branches on this tree, many other allied families. So if you're not named Turpin, it doesn't mean that this isn't for you. We're going to be talking about a lot of families, and here's a few of them. Our allied families: the Church family, Workman family, Mitchum, McBee families, Childress, McBean, Christenberry, Hardin, Thompson, Cherokee ancestors, the Russell family, Henderson family, Finley family, Taylor family, Love family, Ivory family, many other families as well. So if you have ancestors connected with any of these family names, stay with us over the coming weeks and months and hopefully even years as we continue to unpack findings related to ancestry and history for this great big family. After all, we're all interrelated somehow, aren't we? We all go back to Adam and Eve. And speaking of that, we are just to give you geographically what we're planning to cover, going back to Garden of Eden and to the days of Noah and all of this. That's that ancient Mesopotamia area, the cradle of civilization, the Fertile Crescent. That's where we believe civilization began, at least from the biblical standpoint it does. And then, of course, Noah and his family, when the ark settled, it was in the mountains of the Ararat region. And so that's in that Turkey region. So we're going to look a little bit at origins there, because eventually that people movement from there ended up going into Europe. And I'm talking about Noah's son Japheth. His descendants ended up in Europe and migrated up into the Scandinavia region, which is where the Turpin name came into being, in Scandinavia, more particularly among the Vikings. And yes, we used to be Vikings. And we're going to see migrations in this study, and the stories we're going to tell. Migrations of the Scandinavians or the Vikings to Ireland and Scotland and England and France, then coming out of England, eventually migrating to the New World, to the colonies, to colonial Virginia, colonial Maryland, and even some of the Turpins were in Delaware. And then we're going to see that movement of people out of Virginia and Maryland on down into the Shenandoah Valley, and settling for a little while in Harrisonburg, Virginia, and then moving across the Allegheny Mountains to an area that became known as Gap Mills, West Virginia today, but it was called Gap Valley in those days. And then we see a migration from there into Kentucky and Tennessee. And from Kentucky, migrations took place into Indiana, Missouri, and other places, moving west. And out of Tennessee, they moved on into Oklahoma and other regions further west. Eventually back into the West Virginia area, into the Ohio area, and And I live right now back in Tennessee. So you can see that we're going to cover a lot of territory, a lot of generations in this study. And you may be wondering, well, how can you actually participate in a way that's in addition to just watching the videos? I want to encourage you to leave comments. And in the comments area, you can present questions related to family history, or better yet, whatever you already know about your family tree and your possible connections with us, let us know in your comments. It could be that you could teach us some things that we don't already know about. All right? So we may even want to develop an episode around some of that new material. And now we're not going to be discussing any living Turpins, okay? Any members of our family that are still living. And this is generally the practice among those who are doing genealogies. You don't want to put out into the public material about living relatives where, you know, it's for the sake of privacy, security, safety. Hopefully you can understand that. So mostly we're talking about people who've already gone on before us, all right? And I hope that you'll understand that and honor that in the comments area. Well, there you have it. I encourage you to like this video if you like it, to subscribe, to click the notification bell, and because we have a lot more coming on down the road, you don't want to miss it. So join us next time as we continue our Turpin Tree family history quest.